But I just want to tell you one last story to explain to you the power of one voice. And this is a story about me being in Greenwood, South Carolina. I was in Columbia, South Carolina. It was about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe 3, 4 months ago. And I was at the Legislative Black Caucus Conference banquet, and I was sitting next to a state representative there. And I really wanted her endorsement. So I said, "Madam Representative, I really want your endorsement." She said, "I'll tell you what, Obama." She said, "I will endorse your campaign if you come to my hometown of Greenwood, South Carolina." I must have had a glass of wine or something, because I said right off, I said, "Okay." Come to find out, Greenwood is an hour and a half, Reverend, from every place else. So about a month later, I fly into South Carolina on a late flight. Don't get to the hotel till about 1 o'clock. I've been campaigning all week. I'm exhausted. And I'm about to go into my room just dreaming about that pillow. And suddenly my staff person taps me on the shoulder and says, "Senator, I got to tell you, we got to wake up at 6 and go out to Greenwood because you made that promise." I said, "All right, I made a promise." I woke up the next morning. I was feeling terrible. Tired, back was feeling a little achy. Open up the curtains, it was pouring down rain outside. Open up the newspapers, there's a bad story about me in the New York Times newspaper. Go downstairs after I'm all packed, umbrella blows open. I get soaking wet. So I'm sitting there in the car, damp, sleeping. Staff's not talking to me because they don't want me to start yelling at them. So we drive, and we drive, and we drive, and we drive some more. And finally we get to Greenwood, although you don't know you're in Greenwood right away because there aren't any big buildings, see, in Greenwood. But we pull up along a park, and there's a building there, and we go into the building, and lo and behold, there are 20 people there. 20 folk. And they're all looking kind of damp and sleepy. Like they're not that excited to see me either. But, you know, I'm a professional. I'm running for president, so I'm shaking hands and saying, "How do you do?" and doing what you're supposed to do as a presidential candidate. And suddenly, in the back of the room, we hear this voice saying, "Fired up!" And the other 20 people, they all say, "Fired up." Then we hear the voice saying, "Ready to go!" And all these other 20 people, they say, "Ready to go." And my staff and I, we look back. And there's this little woman, she's about 5'2", 5'3". Got an outfit, looked like she's dressed for church, big hat. And she's looking at there, smiling at me, just grinning from ear to ear. And she says to me, "Fired up! Ready to go!" And it turns out that she's a city councilwoman from Greenwood who is famous for her chant. So for the next 5 minutes, she just keeps on chanting. She says, "Fired up," everybody else says, "Fired up." She says, "Ready to go," everybody else says, "Ready to go." My staff and I are standing there because we can't say anything. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. But here's the thing, Atlanta, after about a minute, I'm feeling kind of fired up. I'm feeling like I'm ready to go. And for the rest of the day, you know, my staff, we join in, and all day long that day, when we see each other, say, "Are you fired up?" They say, "Yeah, I'm fired up." "Are you ready to go?" "Yeah, we're ready to go." And it goes to show you how one voice can change a room. And if it can change a room, then it can change a city. And if it can change a city, then it can change a state. And if it can change a state, then it can change a country. And if you can change a country, then you can change the world. So I want to know, Atlanta, are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Are you fired up? Ready to go? Fired up? Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Let's go change the world. Thank you.